Hey guys, Jared here with Jay. He's going to be showing us today some sweet tricks on how to SOS farm Dittos. I mean, presumably, what we're doing specifically here only applies to Ditto, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's basically set up specifically for chaining a high amount of Ditto easily, which is important for getting perfect IV Dittos for breeding.
Right, and you said hidden abilities too?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously not all of this is going to apply to everything, but hopefully we can kind of go over some of the major points of like general SOS farming as well, and then how to specifically do it for Ditto, because I want to get me a 6V perfect Ditto so I can breed some great guys.
So, So in order to do this efficiently, you're going to need to do a little bit of setup work. So first of all, you're going to want a Pokemon that just knows Recycle. I recommend Munchlax.
Okay.
So you can see here I have it with just Recycle. You can either get that.
Can you quickly break down why we want Recycle?
So whenever a Ditto transforms into you and copies your moves, it's going to get 5 PP in each move that you have.
Right.
And so you're going to encounter the problem of the Ditto running out of PP pretty quickly in the process and struggling itself to death.
Right, because obviously you just want to like keep one to farm the SOS off of instead of, you know,
yeah, exactly.
having to like switch back and forth all over the place and all that.
Yep, so we're going to give it move Recycle and then combine that with a Lepa Berry, which I'll get to in a minute, to basically make sure that the Ditto can't run out of PP and can't hurt itself. So to find a Munchlax, if you don't have one, you need to go to these specific patches of grass in Route 1, which you have to break a rock with the Tauros to get to, or you can just get one from the event that's going on right now.
Right, so you do have to, which, I mean, obviously to get a Hypno you should anyways, but you do have to beat the Grand Trial on the first island. We're obviously on the third island, so that will have happened already. The event guy, I imagine with the event guy, you're going to run into the problem that you have to breed it, although you probably need to breed it just to get Recycle on it anyways.
Well, Recycle is actually a heart scale move, which you do at the move learner person in the Pokemon Center right before the Elite Four. I'm showing right here.
Okay.
And then once you have Recycle on it, go to the Pokemon Center in Howuli City, where the move deleter is, so you can delete all your other moves and just have Recycle on that Munchlax.
Okay, sounds good.
Next step is you need to get a Pokemon that knows either Trick or Switcheroo. An easy way to do this, if you're already pretty far in the game, is if you go to the last island in the Pony Plains, you can catch a Hypno. That's a fairly common encounter there. And once you have a Hypno, you can again go to the move relearner person with the heart scale and teach it the move Switcheroo.
Okay.
Next year,
if you don't want to just burn through all these heart scales, although you do have your heart scale farming guide.
yeah, so check that video out if you need to get a bunch of heart scales quickly.
Right. So if you don't want to use a ton of heart scales, obviously Recycle, there's not really much you can do about that unless it's some sort of egg move you can breed onto it. But for the other move, you can use a Kadabra,
which gets tricked. Yeah, which gets tricked by level up in, I think, level 46.
Okay, so you could catch an Abra in the first town, and presumably if you're, you know, perfect IV farming a Ditto, you're pretty far into the game, so 46 shouldn't be that impossible.
Yep, and the last thing you're going to need is a Lepa Berry, which you can easily get from any of those berry piles. They're pretty common. I think I
have like 40 of them.
Yeah, in the berry piles in the first island, and what that does is it restores a 10 PP to a depleted move. So the setup is we're going to start with having the Ditto copy the Munchlax that just has the move Recycle. Okay. Then we're going to switch into the Hypno and Switcheroo our Lepa Berry onto the Ditto, which is now a Munchlax with Recycle. So all that the Ditto can do is sit there, use its 5 Recycles. On the last one, it'll use the Lepa Berry automatically, restore its PP, and then use Recycle to get the Lepa Berry back. So it's just going to sit there in an infinite cycle where it can't attack you, and it also can't hurt itself with struggle.
Okay,
which is the ideal situation.
I have to ask, did you find this online, or did you actually come up with this?
No, I found this on Reddit, and I'll post the link to that in the description of this video if you want to read the written thing. I cannot claim that I came up with this by myself, because that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, holy crap, this is a lot smarter than you usually are.
Yeah, and then the last thing is it helps to have a strong Pokemon with False Swipe to put that original Ditto / Munchlax into 1 HP, and then use an Adrenaline Orb, which we'll get to in a minute. And then you just want to have a Pokemon that has a lot of PP so you can continuously kill the other Dittos that pop up.
Okay. So, and you know, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and ask. So, what happens when you kill another Ditto? And, well, I mean, first of all, you won't know what its IVs are, right? There's no real way to.
Yeah, there isn't really. And from what I've seen search around online, it looks like once you get past about a chain of around 30 is where you have a good chance of getting an at least 3 to 4 IV Ditto. I tried this myself this morning, went to a chain of I think 35, and my Ditto was 4 IVs. Were perfect.
Okay. Okay. So that's, I mean, obviously that's fantastic. So what happens when you kill a Ditto and then your original Ditto doesn't, I mean,
summon allies?
Whatever. Yeah, it doesn't cry out for help.
Yeah, so you've got two options there. You can either just use False Swipe again on it because it's already at 1 HP. It can't hurt it anymore. It's just going to waste a turn and you can move along. Or you can use an item to waste a turn. I recommend using the Adrenaline Orb because once you've used one in the battle, if you try and use it again, it'll still waste a turn, but it won't actually use another one from your inventory.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
So it's an
I
easy...
guess you could also use your own Leopard Berries on your PP since you'll be wasting it killing all those Dittos.
You could do that too if you needed to get some PP back. But yeah, using an Adrenaline Orb is the quickest way to just make sure that nothing happens for the turn.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense. I did notice you had a Kamo-O there. I think maybe it was a Hakumo-O.
Yeah, it's the Kamo-O.
So I assume that was for the hidden ability Dittos, so you can still super effective them?
It wasn't, but yeah, that totally works.
Okay. I may just be thinking too much about this, but...
And for reference, the Dittos on this route are normally between like level 27 and 30, so they're kind of in that range. So as long as you have something in like the 40 or 50s, you should be able to one-shot them pretty easily, especially because they're all going to turn into... well, they'll turn into the Pokemon that you have out, so Kamo-O, like you said, I can super effect with Dragon Claw and make sure I one-shot everything.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. So, so we will just conveniently find a Ditto on the first interaction on this round.
Yeah, they're a 10% chance, so we'll cut real quick and come back when we have a Ditto on the screen.
Okay, so, funnily enough, we actually did get a Ditto on the
first try. Didn't even need to cut the recording, but oh well. So I'd switched in just a fast Pokemon so I could easily run away if it wasn't a Ditto. So now on the first turn, we are going to switch into our Munchlax.
Okay.
To make sure that that's what the Ditto transforms into.
Okay. So, well, I guess you can't just normally get a hidden ability. I was about to ask what happens when you get a Ditto whose native, like, ability is Imposter.
Well, it's impossible to do that, so we're safe. So now we're going to switch into our Hypno and give the Ditto a Lepa Berry.
Alright.
So yeah, and make sure you equip the Hypno with a Lepa Berry before you get into this process. You're going to be kind of screwed.
You mean you can't equip items in the middle of the battle? Weird.
All
When
right.
did they change that mechanic? Oh, fantastic. You didn't even have to, like, do anything else? Use an Adrenaline Orb, attack it, anything?
Yeah, normally you will. It's actually pretty rare that at full health without an Adrenaline Orb, it's going to call for help. I'll set that up in a second.
Alright, so, yeah, so we'll just show those other steps real quick, and then, I guess we'll, at that point, we'll probably just fast forward the battle footage.
Yeah.
A little bit. If you wanted to. Did you want to show actually capturing a guy with good IVs?
Yeah,
or?
may as well.
Okay.
I mean, I can use more. So there we go, we got it down to 1 health. And there we can see it finished all the PP in its recycle, so it ate the Lepa Berry, and then next turn it'll use recycle again and get it back.
Okay. So the Adrenaline Orb increases the chance that it will call another Pokemon, right?
As does bringing it down to low health.
Right. And so those do stack, and they last for the entirety of the battle, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We've actually gotten pretty lucky so far that it's called one pretty much every turn.
Right.
And I haven't even used the Adrenaline Orb yet. So yep, now it recycles, gets Lepa Berry back, and starts that 5-turn process again. So there we go.
Well, that should be a 10-turn process now, right? Lepa Berry gives 10 PP.
But it still only can have a max of 5 as a Ditto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Okay, that's interesting.
So there we go. So now it's at 1 health, and we've used the adrenaline orb, so we've maxed out our chances of it calling an ally. And from my experience, it does it maybe like 2 out of every 3 turns. It's still not perfect, and occasionally you have to just waste a turn.
Okay.
So yep, now we'll just keep KOing the partner Ditto.
Okay. Well, we'll probably just fast forward the next little bit. So I guess we can really just keep talking, but this will probably all just be like kind of fast forwarded over.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is a good turn. So this turn, it didn't call any help. So I can either use False Swipe again or try and use the Adrenaline Orb. It'll let me use it, but it doesn't actually consume one from my inventory because it had no effect, which is really handy.
Interesting. Okay, so you'll go back in the inventory to prove that?
Yeah, I'll show it again in this turn.
I don't believe you.
So I was at 28. And if I check, I am still at 28.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool.
And then also a good way to track the chain is just look at the PP of the moves that you've been using. So I use 1 Psychic at the beginning on Hypno, and then I'll just go through my 15 Brick Breaks and 15 Dragon Claws, and that'll get us up to a chain of 32.
Okay.
Alright, so we're at the 40th Ditto. I'm going to go ahead and catch this and check its IV, so now I'll
Man, that was really fast. It only took like 2 minutes.
I know, right? It's great.
The Skype call didn't cut in and out like 5 times during that.
So now I'm finally going to kill off that original Ditto, which has done so much recycling. It's been great.
Oh, but if you kill it off, then we can't get any more.
And hopefully this thing will be easy to catch. I know it can take 1 extra sensory without dying, so I'm going to do that.
Ooh, Ice Beam, gotta watch out.
In before I crit it and kill it.
Oh my god. And then we cut back to a 40 chain because fuck off.
There we go.
At least crit only does 1.5 now.
Yeah, it might have lived a crit, but it would have been closer than I want to deal with.
Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and catch this. I don't know if this is really the kind of situation you want to use a timer ball today.
It's the only
No,
situation to use a
ball.
timer ball.
I think quick ball would have been
nope.
better. Well, didn't work, so try one of those quick balls. And before you catch it with a quick ball, first try, critical capture.
Or with a beast ball, that'd be pretty funny.
Where do you get those?
You have to talk to Looker when you start those hunting the Ultra Beast missions, and he gives them to you.
He gives you a set amount.
He gives you 10 for every Ultra Beast.
Oh, okay.
I think if you run out, though, you can talk to him again, and actually you can exploit that by giving them all as hold items to your Pokemon so you don't have any in your inventory, and talk to him again to get more.
You said those make it like super easy to catch guys?
Only the Ultra Beast. They suck for catching everything
yeah,
else.
obviously.
I'm
But,
gonna name this guy IV.
okay. Iv, I like it. Saints Row. You're gonna have a guy named Saints and a guy named Row, and then Iv.
Alright, Munchlax, you did your job. Back to the PC.
Alright. Let's go check this guy.
And
I assume you've unlocked the ability to check IVs in the PC?
Yep, I have. And we can definitely make another video about that.
Yeah. So
Oh,
don't worry about... You can just look at one of our other videos for that.
So hopefully this is at least a 3 IV Ditto, because we went to a chain of 40 this time.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It's 4,
Oh,
perfect.
fuck.
HP, attack, defense, and speed. There we go.
Not bad. You know, need a physical sweeper, there you go.
Yep, not bad at all. So I'm pretty happy with that result. So there you go. There's your comprehensive guide on how to easily chain for Dittos and get ones with good IVs.
Yep. So we'll be putting out more guides like this. Where to find rare guys. We may actually do another couple that I was pointing out to Jay during our fast forward time. But yeah, so just like and comment the video, subscribe if you want to see other guides similar to this, or one of our fantastic Let's Plays that we have on our channel.
And feel free to leave suggestions in the comments of other guides you'd like to see or things you had questions about.
Oh yeah, that is a really good point. Not just for this game, that any other games you can think of. Obviously, we don't play every game, but feel free to leave suggestions, and we'll try to accommodate as best we can.
Yep, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helped, and see you next time.